We pray for our country, Kenya, that has undergone a lot of devastating and debilitating challenges. We pray that you protect us from the ravaging drought, famine. Our people are dying of hunger and from diverse diseases. Save our country, O Lord. We pray to you, O Lord, to send us enough rains to assist us in farming. Not so much that can destroy our crops, but adequate for the season. Give us lasting unity and save us from greed and corruption. Help us to be mindful of each other's welfare. And we pray that, Lord, as we gather here together for this function, we thank
Kenya na Amiri Jeshi Mkuu wa Majeshi ya Ulinzi, Waziri katika Wizara ya Elimu Mheshimiwa Ezekiel Machogu, makatibu, mwenyekiti wa baraza la TUK, naibu chancellor wa chuo cha TUK, bodi, wafadhili, wahadhiri na wanafunzi, gavana wa jimbo la Nairobi, wageni waalikwa. Nikisha tambua itifaki zote na kuziheshimu Mheshimiwa Rais, ningependa kukuomba kwa heshima, sio ada na desturi zetu kuwa na burudani katikati ya ratiba yako, lakini chuo hiki ni chuo ambacho kina umaarufu wa kubuni, kutunga na hata kugani nyimbo na sanaa. Nikubalie tu Mheshimiwa Rais kwa dakika 5 peke yake nikuletee wimbo wenye mada The Holy City, na kisha ngonjera ya pamoja yenye mada teknolojia na maendeleo. Mkiwa tayari tuendelee.
Education, technology, and development.
In the holy city, at the heart of the city, lies a center of excellence, strategically positioned, furnished to your preference, and committed to performance to enhance your mobility.
Je suis fier d'être étudiant à l'Université technique du Kenya.
Ich bin eine stolze Studentin von der Technischen Universität von Kenya.
我很自豪能成为 Kenya 技术大学的学生。
I am proud to be a student at the Technical University of Kenya. We offer training for the real world, quality inspiration and information for technical solutions from generation to generation for the development of our nation. The Technical University of Kenya.
I am a future engineer.
I can sing.
I can dance.
I am a future applied scientist.
I can speak French.
I can speak German.
I can speak Chinese.
I am a future social scientist.
I can act. I can design.
With our professors, the creators of our future, we coexist. We complement each other. We stand to shine for the future of our nation. God bless the Technical University of Kenya. God bless Kenya, our motherland.
Last night I lay sleeping, there came a dreams of faith. I stood in old Jerusalem beside the temple there. I heard the children singing as ever as they sang. Methought the voice of angels from heaven answering. Methought the voice of angels from heaven in answering.
Jerusalem. gates were open wide, and all who would might enter, and no one was denied. No need of moon or stars by night, or sun to shine by day. It was the new Jerusalem that would not pass away. It was the new Jerusalem that would not pass away. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, sing for the night is o'er. Hosanna in the highest, Hosanna forevermore. Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais kwa kunikubalia dakika hizo chache ili tuweze kukupa hiyo burudani angalau you taste what TUK can offer. Let's appreciate our team as they are leaving this.
Your Excellency, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defence Forces, Honorable Dr. William Ruto, Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Education, Honorable Mr. Ezekiel Machogu, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On my own behalf and that of Management and Senate of the Technical University of Kenya, I would like to heartily welcome His Excellency, the President, and all the distinguished guests to the Technical University of Kenya today. Your Excellency, further, on my own behalf and that of the entire Technical University of Kenya fraternity, I wish to extend to you congratulations on being elected as the 5th President of our beloved country, Kenya. May the Lord continue to bless you abundantly. It is a great honor and privilege that Your Excellency has found time within your very busy schedule to visit with us at the Technical University of Kenya and to officiate the opening of our new building, the S Block, and also to launch the beginning of works on T Block and I Block. Your Excellency, sir, please permit me to make some remarks about the nature of our institution and its place in the development of this country. The Technical University of Kenya is a unique institution, both in its mandate and its scope. It has a long and rich history in the education sector of this country that predates our independence. As the Kenya Polytechnic, the institution was a leader in TVET education. At its elevation to a degree awarding institution in 2007, the institution was given a mandate that stood on 3 main pillars. 1, to be a technological university with special focus on TVET and that which provides education and training that emphasizes practical learning. 2, to provide opportunity for those with TVET qualifications to advance their knowledge to degree level. And 3, to continue providing TVET education in the spirit of a traditional polytechnic. The university is today the largest institution offering education and training in the broad field of engineering, not only within Kenya, but within the entire East African region. We have some of the best qualified and most competent staff in virtually all areas of learning covered within the institution, and we do compete favorably with some of the best universities within the region. In the latest university ranking worldwide, the Technical University of Kenya was ranked 8th in Kenya and remains the only one of the 12 universities ranked as to research in this country. As an institution that focuses on technological and vocational education, this university is one of great strategic importance to the progress of this country. It will continue to play a vital role in the fight against the various ailments that plague this country, especially poverty. Your Excellency, one of the clearest ways to fight poverty in this country will be along the path already taken by many countries before us, and that is through technological advancement. The Technical University of Kenya is indeed one of the tools this country must use in this war, and I wish to confirm to you that the university is ready to contribute to the development of this in our great country. The university today has some 17,000 students, of whom about 2/3 are pursuing degree programs, while the other 1/3 are diploma students. The university has a clear agenda to strengthen its TVET education, and to this extent has earmarked the establishment of a dedicated TVET college at its property in South Sea. Besides offering education at the diploma level, the college shall offer as well programs in technical teacher education with the aim of providing graduate teachers for our TVET colleges. With these remarks, I reiterate our appreciation to Your Excellency for agreeing to visit the Technical University of Kenya. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. Your Excellency, permit me to invite the President of the Student Union also to make a few remarks. Mr. Muchoki.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, all protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my distinct pleasure, on behalf of the esteemed comrades of the great Technical University of Kenya, to welcome Your Excellency and your delegation to this university. I take this rare opportunity to thank Your Excellency for creating time to visit our university. Your presence here today is an indication of your support of our rich tradition in academic and innovative excellence. Your Excellency, we do not take your visitation for granted. Your Excellency, allow me to assure you that as the youth in this university and in other universities, we are not only willing to serve this nation under your stewardship, but are also ready to help in any way that your wisdom deems fitting. Mr. President, my comrades have asked me to present the following requests for your wise consideration in the future. So first and foremost, Mr. President, these brilliant comrades that you hear have very creative and innovative minds, but they lack an environment to put their creativity and innovation to practice. A place to incubate their ideas to fruition. They are humbly requesting you to support them get an innovation hub. This would not only help us develop ideas, but also ensure that these innovations open doors for employment, research, and transformative developments in our country. Secondly, Your Excellency, Mr. President, our location within the CBD exposes us to a lot of opportunities and challenges. As comrades, we had previously faced the challenge of insecurity and safety, and I would like to thank you for your enhancement of security within CBD and its outskirts. In regard to safety, I would like to highlight that the footbridge across Helsilasi Avenue was closed for renovation approximately 2 years ago, and it is yet to be completed. As a result, we're forced to sometimes hop across the road as desert grasshoppers do at times. In addition, lack of working streetlights along the Helsilasi Avenue presents security threats, especially at night. Your Excellency, sir, your intervention in this matter would go a long way in safeguarding the lives and safety of our comrades. Thirdly, as an institution, we have constrained space. For instance, we pass through the student center and the canteen that is nearby, and that canteen was meant to serve a small student population many years ago when the institution was a polytechnic. We are aware that the university management has prepared an elaborate master plan to address this challenge, but finances have been a hindrance. I wish to plead with you to support the implementation of this master plan because it will serve 17,000 students and many more into the future. Fourth, Your Excellency, we are about 17,000 brilliant students in this university, out of which the institution can only accommodate 420 students, comprising of 270 in the male hostel that is situated in the South Bay area, and another 150 in the ladies' hostel in Upper Hill. Consequently, the majority of students are forced to live outside campus under some difficult circumstances, thus making them susceptible to dangers of possible mugging and also possible attacks. Again, we are aware that the university has plans to address the particular issue of students' accommodation in one of the facilities in South Sea, as the Vice Chancellor mentioned, and I wish to plead with you and your government to support them to realize this objective. Fifth, on behalf of comrades on a national scale, I wish to request you to consider increasing funding to universities, and specifically funding to university students. At times, and comrades will agree with this, help disbursements do take quite some time, but I believe in your tenure, these are things that will definitely be solved, and I believe that will happen. In this regard, student leaders from universities around the country through the Kenya University Students Organization have proposed a funding model that clearly outlines steps and ways to cushion the students against the ever-rising cost of learning in the pursuit of university education. This proposal is with the Ministry of Education and was also presented to your recently established Presidential Working Party on Education Reform on Monday, 5th December 2022. I humbly request your government to accord it positive consideration. Finally, I believe that what I have presented here above are some of the most burning issues that we face today, and if we can find solutions to alleviate them, we shall go down in history as people who did not just lead, but also transformed our society. I am 100% sure, Mr. President, that 50 years down the line, you will be part of a legacy in history that will have nurtured, empowered, and developed this country in the best way that could be done. Also, with your permission, Your Excellency, I would like, there's a particular chant we welcome our guests with as comrades. So if you allow me, with your permission, I could maybe do that. Comrades power! Comrades ria! Comrades hustler! Comrades hustler! Comrades fund! Thank you. God bless Technical University of Kenya. God bless the Republic of Kenya. Thank you.
Asante sana, huyo ni Muchoki hachoki. Ningependa vile vile kutambua naibu wake Habiba ambaye habanduki. Asante sana. Mheshimiwa Rais, asante kwa kunipa fursa hiyo kuwapa viongozi hao wachache. Nafasi hii nitamwalika mwenyekiti wa baraza la TUK, Daktari Farah, naye azungumze. Karibu daktari.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and the Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces, Honorable Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Honorable Ezekiel Machogu. Let me also recognize the Governor of Nairobi, Johnston Sakaja, Your Excellency, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, let me add my voice to the Vice Chancellor and the Chair and the President of SATUC on behalf of the Council, to warmly welcome you here to the Technical University of Kenya and to thank you most sincerely for accepting our invitation to visit, to tour, and to interact with the Technical University fraternity. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Rais. Your Excellency, 2022 was a transition year. And at the national level, we have had the general elections of the 9th of August that ushered in the 5th administration under your distinguished leadership. May I take this opportunity on behalf of the Council and on behalf of the University to congratulate you, sir. Your Excellency, there's also been a transition at the Ministry of Education, and we would like to take this opportunity to welcome and congratulate Honorable Ezekiel Machogu. Your Excellency, they say that success has many relatives, and we in the academia also want to share with your success. We believe you're one of us, and we believe now the academia is well represented in the House on the Hill as the highest office in the land. Sir, as very, very briefly, as the Vice Chancellor noted, the Technical University of Kenya is a unique institution, both in its mandate and in its scope. It has a long and rich history in the education sector in Kenya, and suffice it to say that this is the institution that is the nexus between Tibet and university education. Your Excellency, no doubt the university sector is currently facing a myriad of problems, ranging from funding, infrastructure, staff welfare, and above all, transitioning to the CBC system in the coming 6 or 7 years when the first CBC students will be joining universities. Least of all, Your Excellency, is that we're still in the post-COVID-19 recovery phase, which hit the higher education sector quite a bit. We could take an entire day to try to enumerate some of the problems that the universities have. But Your Excellency, you have already preempted most of these things. You have, for the common challenges that face the universities, formed the Presidential Working Party on Education Reform in Kenya right at the onset of your administration. We, as chairs of councils and council, we had an opportunity to sit with the Presidential Working Party, and we have given, and they're seized of all the issues that the councils and the university management is currently facing. With regards to the unique problems of Technical University as opposed to the other universities, you, Your Excellency, have given us time and opportunity this morning to interact and articulate them to you in the presence of your Minister for Education, the Cabinet Secretary. Finally, Your Excellency, I would like to invite you and the rest of the distinguished guests to our graduation ceremony, which will be happening on the 21st of December. Ordinarily, Your Excellency, this university, you will have been welcomed by our Chancellor. But for the last 4 to 5 years, the university has had no Chancellor. And therefore, we expect to see you, Your Excellency, in our graduation of 21st of December in a different capacity other than the head of state of this country. That's a request to you. Thank you very much. God bless you, Your Excellency. God bless Kenya. God bless the Technical University of Kenya. Asanteni.
Asante sana mwenyekiti wa baraza la TUK, Daktari Farah. Nafasi Mheshimiwa Rais, nikubaleni mwalike gavana wa jimbo la Nairobi, Mheshimiwa Johnson Sakaja, na yazungumze.
Thank you very much. Comrade Power. Comrade Power. Your Excellency, I had missed doing that. But it gives me such great pleasure to be here today at this great institution at the heart of our capital. Your Excellency, as you can see, the vibrance of these young people really speaks to what defines our great city of Nairobi. Many may not know that 13 years ago, and I was just reminding you, sir, Professor Duol and I solved one of Kenya's biggest problems. This was during the constitution-making process. The one issue that had remained contentious was the issue of delimitation of boundaries. You had agreed on everything between PNU and ODM at that time, but the sticking point was how do we divide this country because of the past gerrymandering that had been happening. One of the parties called a distinguished professor, called a dual, to come give a solution, and another of the parties called a scrawny 24-year-old boy called Sakaja to come and give a solution at that point. Professor Adol presented the numbers. After that, I was given a chance, I presented the numbers, but in a political language. And when Professor Adol came back, he said, just do what that young man is saying. That is how we have Article 89 of our Constitution today that creates the formula for delimitation of boundaries. I say this for one reason. Professor Duol's character goes hand in hand with what this university stands for. He's extremely practical. And this is a technical university. When we launched the Hustler Fund, we were making a joke about the economists and said, you know, when economists find something that is working in practice, they ask whether it is also working in theory. Scientists are different. Scientists want to make sure things are moving on the ground and actually implementable. Your Excellency, the economy of today is a global economy that is driven by technology, powered by information. Our young people today at the Technical University or in Kisumu are not competing against each other, but they're competing with young people in China, in Japan, in the US. That is why we must give them the skills to compete at a global scale. Hence, technical universities, Your Excellency. The bottom-up economy that we stand for needs this university. Because the bottom-up approach of ours is not looking for those with millions of shillings in their banks, but those with millions of ideas in their minds. And it is institutions such as this. You've heard the President asking for innovation hubs. And you've mentioned, and I'm very glad you've taken up the issue of the startup bill. That is what is going to drive the future of this country. So, Your Excellency, once again, I hope, Professor Dole, we can partner again between myself and you, between the county government of Nairobi and the Technical University to provide practical solutions that are needed for our country. Secondly, Your Excellency, I must point out, you have seen the presentations that have been done here. This is a true institution of wholesomeness because of the roundedness of the students. You would expect that a technical university would not have a choir, or they would not have drama. But they are well-rounded, such that when you come out of here, education is not just what is on paper, but the character, the style, the attitude, the professionalism that comes out of a student. So we must commend the university for creating these well-rounded students. There are many things we can do together between the county government and this university. We've seen the number of machines that they have at the technical side, and I'm glad that you support our polytechnics and technical universities staying as technical institutions. We would want to use some of these facilities, the lathe machines for our Juakali and our young people outside there who are accessing the Hustler Fund but don't have the tools to actually contribute. Please allow them to come at least for 3 weeks, for a few weeks, to learn and even to be recognized with the skills they already have, recognition of prior learning. We would really want that. Your Excellency, I'm glad Mushoki has spoken about the bridge that is across here. 2 weeks ago, I came here across with the central bank governor. He had called me and he said, Governor Sakaja, of course I told him he's the real governor because he's the governor of central bank. And he told me from his office he sees every 2 weeks an accident on this road because people have to jump across and there's a hole in the fence where people are passing. And so I told him, instead of me and him talking on phone, and we're in the same, we're a few meters from each other. I just came down, I walked from my office, he came downstairs, and he showed me the stall project of the bridge. Immediately, Your Excellency, I must report, I called Engineer Kinoti of Kura, and they found the resources. We're going to redo the bridge completely on this side. And additionally, as I mentioned to you yesterday, during the opening of the groundbreaking of the early works for Railway City, at the COP junction on that side, we'll also do a bridge for our pedestrians to be able to come across, Your Excellency. The issue of the street lights, it is true, for now they are not working. The Central Bank has done a program, and I wish if you had time, I'll take you across to see what they've done throughout from Green Park, coming down up until the end of Haile Selassie, junction with Moi Avenue, up until Aga Khan Walk. Together with other institutions, they've done an amazing job. The last component of that is the street lighting, where they've brought smart lights. We'll ask them to hasten it because they're already doing it, so that we can protect these great young people of Technical University. So that one, rest assured, it will be done, Your Excellency. Without further ado, allow me at this point to invite the Cabinet Secretary of Education, Mheshimiwa Machogu. But students, rest assured, you have a partner in Governor Sakaja and in the county government of Nairobi. Tutafanya pamoja. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Your Excellency, sir, the President of the Republic of Kenya, the Chair of Council, the Vice Chancellor, the Governor of Nairobi. Your Excellency, sir, we thank you and we welcome you to the Technical University of Kenya. Your Excellency, you have today presided over the official opening of one of the buildings, and you have also officiated in the inauguration and groundbreaking of one of the buildings. I want to assure you, sir, that all the funds that were used in that particular building were from the Exchequer, the Kenya government, and we thank the institution because the funds were well utilized, because the amount of money used in that particular building was 600 million Kenya shillings. Your Excellency, sir, even the new building that is going to come up, we are expecting that your government will be able to fund that particular building so that this university can be able to get to another level. Finally, Your Excellency, sir, we want to give you an assurance that as a ministry, we will be able to work meticulously and expeditiously to ensure that your agenda in Tibet is taken to another level, and indeed that it is effectively achieved, Your Excellency, sir. And finally, Your Excellency, we also want, as your representative in the Ministry of Education, to assure those doing diploma courses, because I understand they are not accessing capitation funds, that from this coming year, we will be able to make available, Your Excellency, capitation funds for the diploma students, because we want the university also to continue offering the technical programs and the courses that were being offered before when it was a national polytechnic. Your Excellency, it is now my humble and present duty to invite you to talk to all of us, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Please, let's take our seats. Asanteni sana. Ministers present, the Chairman of Council, Vice Chancellor, the President of the Student Council, and your good deputy, distinguished ladies, the Governor of Nairobi, students, good morning. Hamjambo. Comrades, power. I am pleased, indeed very, very pleased, to join the Technical University of Kenya community and bear witness as they take yet another big stride into the future. More than any other institution, the history of the Technical University of Kenya is also the story of our country's aspiration to pursue industrialization through globally competitive, technology-driven, and knowledge-based productivity. From the start, this institution has maintained its leadership position as Kenya's premier technical and vocational education training organization. The mainstay of this well-deserved profile has and naturally been quality, for which it has remained attractive to large numbers of Kenyans pursuing training in vital fields. Due to this commitment to quality, the institution is still highly regarded by industries seeking to employ sound and reliable technical personnel. In response to the critical technical needs of a nation striving for newly industrialized, high middle-income status, as set out in Kenya Vision 2030, this institution was functionally elevated from a national polytechnic to a polytechnical university. The rationale of this strategy was to enhance the institution's traditional strengths in the domain of technical and vocational education and training by investing it with a strong research, development, and innovation capacity underpinned by a robust academic infrastructure. The nation's demand for this and other similar institutions is clear. Our socio-economic transformation agenda stands in a need on responsive education in the technical and vocational fields. Growth will require well-developed talent, skills, and knowledge, finely attuned to our present needs and future aspirations. Our young people deserve opportunities to pursue further education and training after obtaining their diplomas, and should be able to progress to bachelor's degree and beyond. It was therefore imperative for the government to provide a flexible mechanism with multi-entry and multi-exit learning opportunities. I commend the Technical University fraternity for striving in the face of daunting challenges to retain the iconic identity of this institution. You have struggled with admirable resolve to remain essentially a technical and vocational university, properly supported with robust science and technology programs and complemented by the social sciences and humanities as well. And it was very refreshing to see the presentations by the students here, as was commended by our governor. I also commend the university for remaining mindful of its commitment to the TVET sector by continuing to provide opportunities for their diploma graduates to pursue university degrees. In particular, I take this opportunity to express deep appreciation of the system you are implementing, of giving due credit to prior learning, as well as your multi-entry and multi-exit framework. These visionary transformations and bold innovations demonstrate that the university is not only committed, but also has tremendous potential to lead the way in supporting the rapid actualization of our plan to transform Kenya's economy across all sectors from the bottom up. The number of young people and young Kenyans who have responded positively to your institutional vision is ample testimony that you are doing something right and that you are doing it well. Our presence at this event signals the government's readiness to partner with tertiary institutions and especially TVETs to forge a clear pathway for Kenya to deepen its competitive technical capacity, increase the number of highly skilled technical personnel, and assume global leadership in the transformational innovations and build an efficient engine to power growth in every sector of our economy. We are committed, good people, to do our part in supporting the growth of Kenya as a technological and industrial powerhouse, and the starting point for such an endeavor is right here. I direct the Cabinet Secretary for Education to expeditiously work out modalities of government support for graduates of our TVET institutions wishing to pursue further education. It is important that the institution maintains its core identity as a polytechnical university. This means that its mandate to train at the diploma level must be sustained. I am aware that funding for this component has not been up to the appropriate levels. I have already asked the Cabinet Secretary to make appropriate arrangements to ensure that this university lives up to its founding mandate by providing funding for it to continue offering diploma programs. I have, of course, been informed by your Vice Chancellor that you intend to create an independent TVET institution somewhere in South Sea, and I want to inform you that the government of Kenya will support that endeavor and provide the necessary funds for that development. I understand also that the university has put in motion arrangements to establish, as I have said, a dedicated TVET college. The government will support this important development and facilitate the TVET college to become a center of excellence that trains TVET instructors to serve in institutions throughout Kenya. Mr. Vice Chancellor, as we will do our part, I want you to commit that you will indeed train instructors and lecturers for the other TVET institutions in Kenya. And the Ministry of Education should make necessary budgetary arrangements and provide the necessary resources for the construction of the TVET college to commence immediately. Kenyans deserve to be proud of the fact that the Technical University of Kenya is a model that has been successfully replicated in many African countries. These jurisdictions have proceeded to establish more technical universities than us, considering the persistent shortage of critical skills in vocational disciplines like plumbing, welding, woodwork, and others. The government is committed to supporting the training of Kenyan youth to be self-employing and capable of contributing to growth of our nation. Evidently, Kenya needs more technical universities to meet this enormous challenge. On this Innovation Week, I encourage the university to intensify its effort in developing innovation. We will support it to incubate transformative innovations with potential to become leading enterprises and competitive industrial developments. And I agree with the President of the Student Union here that it is time to provide an innovation hub at the Technical University of Kenya. And you can count on my support, Mr. President. Yeah. And in particular, I encourage the university to establish a technology park where all the discoveries and innovations made by staff and students can further be developed and showcased. And we will find the nexus between the development of the Science Park and the Innovation Hub so that we can roll it into one and provide that facility in this great university. And I look forward to coming to see how that will work. I also encourage the collaboration with the State Department of Housing and Urban Development, which harness the university's mechanical engineering capacity to fabricate mobile stalls and tricycles for traders at the city back. Such productive collaborations should be deepened and extended to a framework of preference for universities in public sector contracts in their fields of specialization. I am looking forward, for example, as we develop the railway city right in your neighborhood, that more skills and competencies will be leveraged from Technical University of Kenya to support the construction and the development of the railway city. The appropriate policy framework is being developed, and the impressive capabilities showcased here, and I saw quite some interesting developments in your workshops here, that will help to build the case for such framework and increase impetus towards its establishment. I note with appropriate support, the university can produce factory and machinery parts, including motor vehicle parts for the local market and export. And I look forward to building the bridge between your workshops, your laboratories, with the eventual industry users, so that we can create the nexus and create the ecosystem for us to be able to use and leverage on the knowledge and skills in building and supporting our industry. We must seize this priceless opportunity to place our industrialization agenda in our hands and enhance local capacity to compete globally in sophisticated industrial projects. I commend the university for taking effective measures to resolve various challenges standing in the way of its ability to fulfill its mandate. The capacity and space constraints occasioned by sudden expansion without commensurate funding has been a major problem. I am also aware that there is misalignment between the ministry's charter and the constitutive legislative instrument, which affects the clarity of its mandate. And I want to say here, after consultations with the council chair and the vice chancellor, that we will rework and we will recharter this university so that we can establish this university as a special technical university, not just a university. I know the charter that was given to this university is a charter like for any other university, but that should not be the case. The Technical University of Kenya should not just be Technical University in name, it should be Technical University by charter. And as always, funding for public universities remains inadequate, with multiple implications for their performance and capacity to contribute optimally to the national agenda. Again, I want to commit that my administration is going to ensure that we create a framework that makes it possible for every university to admit students that the government of Kenya can support. And I am happy that we have received recommendations from different stakeholders, from vice chancellors, from the Association of Students, and the recommendations that have been made are practical and they are workable. And therefore, when we finally come through with the recommendations from the Presidential Working Party on education, we will capture all the aspects so that the 50% resources that are available to the university at the moment, which is making it very difficult for our institutions of higher learning to carry out their courses and train our young people appropriately, we can close the gaps and ensure that we provide for alternative sources of funding so that there should be adequate funding for all the courses that are provided for by our universities. I want to give assurance that the government of Kenya is seized with these and other critical concerns and that we are committed to resolving them, as I have said, in the spirit of collaboration and through the Presidential Working Party, because we need a sustained funding framework which is essential to unleash all the potential in our universities and to launch them on the path of self-sufficiency through commercialization and other interventions. We are developing a policy to guide these endeavors and ensure that Kenyan universities take their place at the vanguard of education, training, research and development, and also innovation. Good people, let me also say that I was in your neighborhood yesterday, and as we discussed the development and launched the phase 1 of the construction of the railway city, which will largely be part of what Technical University will be. We were informed that 1,300 additional hostels will be constructed here. I want to ask the university management to work with the Ministry of Housing so that we can assist this university to actually construct an additional 5,000 hostels for the students, either in here or in your South Sea facility or the other facilities that you have. And we have a model, Vice Chancellor and your team, that can assist in the delivery of those facilities for the use of the students here. Let me also say that in the development of the railway city, the master plan has other facilities, including the facility for foreign affairs, which is just across here. Having been taken round here and I see the constraints of space for the development of the other facilities in this university, I will instruct the ministry concerned to relocate space for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs so that the land where we were supposed to do foreign affairs just near you here can be surrendered to the university. For the expansion of the facilities of Technical University, because I find great value in ensuring that the expansion for facilities in this university be provided. Additionally, as Governor Sakaja has said, we are redirecting resources from other sectors so that the Kenya Urban Roads Authority can complete the bridge here in the shortest time possible to assist students cross to the other side of town and to eliminate unnecessary accidents that are going on and affecting the mobility of students around this space. Let me also say that I look forward to coming back to this university one of these fine days so that we can take this forward together. Let me also say finally, as part of our big plan on technology, innovation, digital economy, the Technical University of Kenya will play a central role in ensuring that we develop the human capital that will help us drive our country into the future. let me also say, it is my commitment that our human resource is the biggest asset that we have. And the mechanism to sharpen that human resource is in education and training. And the technology space that Technical University is present is the biggest ever space that we need, not just for building our capacity, human capital capacity in Kenya, but making sure that we have excess capacity that we can export and be able to drive our economy using our human capital. I am looking forward to working with the universities that we have and our TVET institutions so that we can increase our revenues from the diaspora. We are currently collecting maybe receiving about 400 billion Kenya shillings. I expect that in the next 3 to 5 years, we should be receiving 1 trillion shillings from the diaspora, from resources that will come from our human capital that we have trained in Kenya, working globally. I am also clear that it is universities like Technical University and all our other institutions of higher learning that will support the human capital that we need to drive our industrialization, our agro-processing plan, our value addition agenda, so that we can be able to grow our economy, expand our revenue base, and ensure that Kenya becomes sustainable and we stop borrowing money from others and begin to lend money where others require. With those many remarks, good people, it is my pleasant duty now to officially inaugurate the Technical University of Kenya's new projects as follows: tuition building block in Block S, which we just launched here, the construction of the Senate Tower, which will be Block T, which I did the groundbreaking, and the construction of Block I, also in the vicinity of this university. Thank you very much. May the good Lord bless you, and may God bless Kenya. Asanteni sana.